been struggling to record this channel intro for a couple of weeks, actually, because it seems to me that what I want to do on the channel is so vast, and I was grappling with how to encapsulate that down to a short introduction, because I'm starting to see from the ideas I'm having for episodes that I want to record that we're going to cover a lot of ground, and it may not be obvious at first how this is all connected. So let me start with the channel name, Pleasurable Living. This really has its roots in my youth, and I'll tell some stories about this as we go along. Finding myself to be feeling like a miserable, depressed individual, right? And wanting life to be better and thinking I must be able to enjoy this more. And there were some obvious examples to that, such as, pleasing the senses, trying to make myself feel better through things that feel good, like sex or food. Okay, these are some of my go-tos, right? But what this didn't take into account that there are actually a number of portals to pleasure that are available. There's really seem to be three things that are available to me that we can control in order to create a more pleasurable life. There's pleasing the senses, or sensuality. And there are 5 senses. There are sight, smell, touch, hearing, and taste. And, I think I certainly had a tendency to think, well, sensuality, well, that's sexuality. And while touch is certainly a very important one, and I will be talking about that, there are these other senses to please too, like, can I fill my world with pleasurable sights, and pleasurable sounds, and pleasurable smells, and pleasurable tastes, as well as pleasurable touch? As well as sensuality, there's communication. What can I do to enjoy interacting with other people more? How does communication work, and how do I use it to my advantage, both to create a more pleasurable world and to enjoy myself more in it? And I'll be talking about topics like that. And finally, another thing that seems to affect how enjoyable life is thoughts and emotions. So how do I gain control over my thoughts and emotions so that I have a pleasurable life? And that turns out to be a more complex topic that seems to have solutions rooted both in spirituality, because we learn to whether our thoughts are real or not, and should we trust them or not. And it turns out that's the same kind of material that we're faced with in the world of psychotherapy, right? Because I may have unpleasant thoughts or triggers or things like that also make life unpleasant. And I've come to see the two of these as two sides of the same coin. And so I'll often refer to what I will think of as psychospiritual processes or psychospiritual techniques, because they shift my ability to manage my thoughts or emotions, or what I do with them and how I respond to them. So all 3 of these things, sensuality, communication skills, and how I respond to things in the psychospiritual realm, contribute to my well-being and how pleasant my life is. So over time, I've spent a lot of time finding ways to improve or control all 3 of these realms, and I'd like to share what I've discovered with you so that you can use them to build yourself a more pleasurable life. I hope you'll join me for this journey, and that there will be something here for you. I'll see you around.